Today, I will be painting a white peach Japanese mochi.
Hello everyone! Welcome back to my channel. Today, I'll be showing you a time-lapse painting in the background while chatting with you about why I decided to paint food illustration when I normally only paint fantasy art, and why it's okay to explore and have fun with your art. Before we begin, please consider supporting my art and writing over on my Patreon page. I'm currently working on an illustrated fantasy novel called Shadow Singer while also pursuing shorter illustrated stories in the meantime. You can have immediate access to process videos, step-by-step illustrations, and be the first to hear about exciting news or promos. Okay, let's get started. Like I mentioned in the introduction, it might seem a bit out of place to see me painting a mochi. After all, aren't I a fantasy artist who loves doing character art? Yes, I am. When I first started my career, I was told that never specifying a niche that my art would fit into would be detrimental to my exposure and growth as an artist. I took that to heart because, more than anything, I wanted to make a living as an artist. So, I geared my initial portfolio towards mobile game art because at the time, that felt like the most attainable based on my skill level. When that career no longer suited me, I said, okay, I want to be a fantasy illustrator. I'll focus on characters, maybe some book illustration, perhaps some tabletop game art. I spent years plugging away at this goal and improving my craft based on that specific criteria. I'm not saying that there was anything wrong with that mindset. In fact, I think it's very useful to have specific goals about what market you want your art to fit into. However, it did keep me from pursuing other art interests, namely, food illustration. I kept thinking to myself, oh, I can't paint food because doing so is a waste of time. It's not going to advance my career as a fantasy artist, and I should stick to one thing. Otherwise, there's no point. And that, my friends, is where this mindset becomes a problem. When it prevents you from doing the things you love. Just because I don't necessarily want to make food illustration my career, it can still be a pleasant hobby. Thinking that it's a waste of time is such a negative thought that you don't need to have. I'm finally realizing this myself, which is why last week I just said, you know what? I've always wanted to paint food. I'm going to paint food. And that's that. It's my life. It's your life. Spend it doing the things you love because you never know what sorts of doors that will open for you. I'm extremely passionate about food art. I love seeing it from other artists. I've always wanted to paint food, and who knows, maybe I can illustrate a cookbook someday. But without taking the time to pursue this side hobby, that might not ever happen. My personal advice to you, if you are any kind of creative person, is to not be tied down by what you think you should be doing, and instead, make sure you give yourself time to pursue other interests. If you want to paint a tree, paint a tree. If you want to sculpt miniature food, then sculpt miniature food. If you want to sing or play an instrument, take acting classes or learn a new language. Do those things. Give yourself a healthy balance of studying your art for your professional career, but also giving yourself that free time to unwind with your other interests. I think if you struggle with the mindset of, I can't do this, I have to study, I have to improve my professional art, you're really locking yourself away from what will bring you a well-rounded happiness. As corny as that sounds, I truly believe it. So please, give it a try. Improve your life. Well, that's a wrap for this video. If you would like to put in a request for future food illustration, please leave it in the comments below.
If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up to support my channel, and be sure to hit that subscribe button. If you have any feedback or topics you'd like me to cover in the next video, please leave them in the comments below. I'll be sure to read them. If you're interested in a 4x4 print of this illustration, you can find a link to my Etsy shop in the description box below. You can have 1 print, 2 prints, 3 prints, or as many as you want! Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.